Hello, Virgo. So here's your reading for the next few months. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, so first up, you have the Two of Pentacles. Then you have the Hierophant. And then you have the Nine of Cups. Your challenge for the few months is Justice in reverse. And what is recommended for you is the Five of Swords. So, I think you're juggling stuff right now. I think you're going to be going into the few months kind of like with a lot going on. This could be your job and a side hustle, or it could just be you're juggling different family responsibilities. Maybe somebody in your family, maybe you have an older parent or something and they got sick or something happened, and now you have to kind of take care of, your kids, your family, your house or whatever, and also take care of your elderly parent or something. There's something going on where you have a lot going on, basically. You're juggling multiple things. And this card, it's like you're doing it, you're managing it. But it's kind of one of these cards of always like you're one step away from dropping one of these balls. You're one step away from things just not going right. But you're doing it. So this is very positive. Now, but throughout the months, you go into now this Hierophant energy. And this card can represent spiritually evolving, kind of leveling up spiritually. But I also see it as a card of really getting out of comfort zones and being more public. For me, I'm not like a really loving of public stuff. I'm not kind of one of these people all over the socials or whatever. Like, I don't really do any of that stuff other than this YouTube thing. But so to me, that's like out of a comfort zone if I have to be more public, because I don't really like that. But I think whatever you're doing, you might be getting some type of recognition, or you might be more public about stuff. You might be becoming somebody that has some knowledge that other people are seeking out and asking questions, or you might be trying to help other people or teach them or train them or doing something, or this could represent you spiritually kind of ascending as well. But this could also represent school, because this is also my card of kind of like education. So some of you might be juggling certain aspects and then deciding that you're going to enroll in school again, or you're enrolling in something that's going to help you level up, even career wise, or even just for yourself. Sometimes we go through these programs and we wind up not ever doing anything with them. That's like me. I keep going back to school and I don't do anything. I have a different career or whatever, but to me, I don't know. I have a thing where I'm sick in the head. I like going back to school, but I don't know what's my problem. Anyway, I like learning things. But anyway, but I think there's something where you're kind of leveling yourself up to a degree, and you might be getting a little bit more of this expertise energy, or you might be a little bit more outwardly with it in the public realm, in a sense. And then by the end of the few months, this is a great card because you have the Nine of Cups, and this is like about you being very content. So I wonder if some of you, if this is a side hustle or something that you've been working on, that now all of a sudden is starting to kind of take off in a sense, or you're starting to get a little bit more of that public, it's becoming more public or something, and you're very satisfied with the results. You're getting good feedback with it, or there's some kind of satisfaction. This card is always like a momentary satisfaction though. Like it's always like you've gotten to a point where you're comfortable, but you're not going to stay there the whole time. But this card also can be indicating that engaging in things that make you happy. So I think this is really, really positive. Now, what you have to watch out for with your challenge is the Justice in reverse. Now, with this specific reading, I feel like, because with the Hierophant here, I feel like, I'm not going to say that you're going to have some haters. You're going to have the trolls coming out after you. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that the Hierophant is in a position where he's recognized, he's achieved certain levels, and sometimes when you do things like that, you have haters, the trolls come out of their little troll caves or whatever. So you might be getting some people trying to knock you down just because they could be jealous of you. They could see that you're getting the success. Maybe you've been working very hard towards something, and maybe some people didn't really expect you to actually succeed or achieve anything with it, and then you have this achievement, you have this kind of larger recognition, you've leveled up in certain kind of ways, and you're feeling this satisfaction, like you finally got to a place where you're satisfied with, you're very happy with how things have transpired, and now you have the troll coming out of the cave to kind of try to knock you down. So, because this could be about unfairness, you know. So, and I think with this, because if for this specific reading, because this is your challenge, I feel like it really could be some people trying to be a little bit unfair to you. So you need to watch out for that. Now, what's very interesting here is what's recommended for you is the Five of Swords. Now, so there's a few different ways that you could take this card. This card can indicate winning at all costs. Like the guy who has the swords, he beat the other ones and the other ones are upset. Some people feel that the ones who are walking away from the battle are the ones that win because it may not have been a battle worth fighting to begin with. So, but I don't feel like that's what this is for this reading. Now, I sometimes see this card, especially with this particular reading, is this guy did what he needed to be ready for this battle at all costs to win. So I feel like you might have to come, you know, really correct. Like you might need to just be like, you know what, screw all these people. I don't want to say it in a mean way, but screw these people. I'm doing this and I'm going to get to that goal. I'm going to have my victory. So I think because this is recommended, I think because you have the Justice in reverse here, you might have some naysayers or the trolls or some people trying to maybe give you setbacks or give you a hard time. But I think this is saying that you just need to come like not even giving a damn about them and just being like, screw you people, I'm doing this and I'm going to do this. And you need to have that energy because the guy on this card, he is so fixated. He doesn't give a damn about the other people's feelings or that they're crying because they like lost the battle and he has their swords. He doesn't care about that. He's not worried about them. He knew he needed to win that battle for whatever reason. And he did that. He was like, you know what? I worked hard for this. Maybe he did extra work to get to that place. For whatever reason, he was like, I need to win today, and I'm going to be the one standing in the end. So I think that this is saying, because this is recommended for you, that regardless of what, I don't want to say injustices or things that might be roadblocks or people trying to throw roadblocks towards you, or being unfair to you, you need to be so convinced of whatever this Two of Pentacles, whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been juggling, whatever this Hierophant leveling up energy represents for you, you need to be so convinced that you want it, that you go above and beyond to get it. And I think by the end of the few months with this Nine of Cups here, you're going to be sitting pretty. Like you're going to be like, yeah, what's up now? You know, you're going to have that attitude of like, I did it. You guys tried to hold me back. You tried to hold me down or whatever this energy, this Justice in reverse represents. But you're like, I fought through it. I fought the good fight and I came out in the end. So I think you need to have that kind of like do or die kind of attitude with this. But let's see what else the cards have to say for you. Okay, first up, you have Dog Spirit. Be loyal to what you love. And I think this is you having to be loyal to whatever this is. Whatever that you've been working on and whatever this Hierophant represents for you, I think you need to be loyal to this. And I think you will be being loyal to this. Even though you have all this, this I don't say negativity, but this energy of things not being fully fair to you. I think, because the Five of Swords, he's being loyal to what he wants. He's following what he wants, and he's going to do it regardless. He's going to do it regardless of what anybody else says or feels. So I think this is saying that you need to stay committed to whatever this Hierophant energy represents for you. You need to stay committed to this, because I feel like this is a major level up. I think this is something that you've worked very hard for, because this guy, at least my Hierophant, I don't know about anybody else's Hierophant, but my Hierophant worked very hard to get to where he is. He didn't just like come in one day and be like, I'm here, and then he got the position. He had to go through the trenches to get to this status. So I feel like you've been going through the trenches, you've been dealing with the ups and the downs of whatever this represents, and now you're actually getting to a level where you can be proud of and you're being recognized for achieving something. And that's excellent. So, but with that comes maybe jealous people. It comes a little bit of this funny business, some of this negativity, the naysayers, the trolls, whatever this is here. But you need to stay, regardless of the trolls or this trolling energy, you need to stay, or this unfair energy, you need to stay loyal to what you're doing. And Black Kyanite, set strong boundaries. And this might be you having to set strong boundaries from some people or certain situations in your life that are just dragging you down or dragging your energy down, or even mentally. Like, let's say if you are more in a public situation, let's say if you have a business or something you're doing on the socials or whatever, you're more public about something. And if you're getting these negative reviews or all this BS, you need to set strong boundaries that some of those people might not even exist, A. And some of those people might actually be people that know you have this business or this, whatever this is, this Instagram or whatever it is, and they're trying to mess with you. So you need to set those boundaries in your head that you're not going to worry about those people. They can go to hell. So sometimes you have to be like that, or however you feel like you have to say it to yourself is the way you need to say it to yourself. But you need to kind of set some type of boundaries within yourself that you're not going to accept. You're not going to let certain things shake you, because I feel like you're very, very convinced about something and you need to remain that way. You need to remain focused on your goal, and you need to kind of stay so dedicated, because this guy, this Five of Swords, he's just dedicated. He's dedicated on doing what he needs to get the day one. And I feel like you've been dedicated, but I think now, because you might be having this level up moment, there might be more of these trolls or this negativity coming out the woodwork, but I think you just need to remain doing what you need to do. So then we have love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. And I think this is something you're really passionate about. I think it's going to actually attract really good things to you, because the Hierophant, I see him as a person, he's obviously, to me at least, he's more public, he's more kind of forward facing. And people kind of can either look up to him or ask him for guidance or whatever, but he's more available in a sense, in a certain degree, to the public. This is the way I see him. And even because he might be an expert on a certain situation, maybe you're very good with certain things and now you're becoming like an expert in that, and people know you're an expert or you're very good in that, and they're seeking you out for your guidance or your knowledge or whatever. So this could just be that, this attraction, that you're going to actually be attracting other people that are very like-minded or see you as somebody that they really can go to and ask questions, and just want to, I don't want to say befriend you, but just kind of want to be in your energy or your space, but positivity type of stuff. So, and you need to love yourself regardless. I think whatever you're doing, if you're getting some of this injustice or some of this mess, you need to still love yourself. You need to stay true to what you love and what you're doing. Now, children, your love life is being affected by children. Now, so for some of you, this could be that maybe you have certain family responsibilities or certain things that are kind of, I don't want to say getting in the way, but you have to juggle, because this juggling thing here, you might be trying to work on a side project or something, and then, it might be cutting into family time or whatever. So it could just be making things go a little slower, or it could be something that you feel is going to be concerning in the future, or however this is. But I also could see this in a different way. Maybe the justice, let's say if the trolls are coming out to harass you, maybe you can consider them children, because they're being little children. If they're not, if they're kind of messing with you for no reason, maybe this situation is being affected by children, in a sense of like the trolls, the trolls being children, or children about whatever this is. So, but it could be that even the children could represent something that you're taking care of. Like, it could be like people kids. Maybe you have a dog. Like, my kids are my cat and my dog. Those are my children. So it could just be something is affected by some of your responsibilities. Like, there could be things that you want to do, but maybe you can't do fully in the way that you want to do it, because you do have these responsibilities. But I think with that, there's oftentimes different ways to do things where you still can achieve the end goal. You just need to reroute, or, but maybe somebody in your family or something is saying, oh, what about the kids? Like if you're trying to achieve this, maybe a social media thing or whatever this is, they'll be like, oh, what about your children or something? You know, how will your children feel about it or something? So take it however it is. But this to me also could say that something immaturity could be affecting this. So maybe this justice here has something to do with some immature person that's trying to be a pain in your rear end, and you're being affected by some immaturity aspect as well, like the trolls. Okay, now you have everyone dies, but not everyone really lives. And I think this is saying that we're only here once, you know? Whatever this Hierophant represents for you, I think it's big. I think it's very big. And I think if you want it, you got to go after it. If this is your dream, you have to go after it, but you have to stay committed to it. And stay focused, because this guy's tunnel visioned. He's very tunnel visioned on what he wants. So I think you need to stay super focused, and you need to kind of go up against battle, because this guy's willing to fight the fight. Oh yeah, he fought the fight and he won, and he's willing to fight the fight again. So I think you might have to stay in that energy with this justice in reverse. If there's something coming up where it's unfair, it's a mess, it's, you know, whatever, trying to trick you or whatever, you need to be willing to stay in the game and fight the fight. And I think you will have success, and you'll be very satisfied with the results. So, but this is saying that you just need to live your life the way you want to live your life. And some people, they're not going to understand it. They're not going to get it. You know, those people maybe didn't want to live an exciting life, or they just were very content. But we're only here for a short period of time. And what are you going to do with that time? If you want something different, you got to go get it. You got to do it. I was watching this, like, it was something on Netflix. It was kind of like one of these horror short stories or something. And there was one episode, and I didn't particularly care for the episode. I thought it was kind of weird and it was a little slow or whatever. But one of the guys in it, he said something that was so valuable. I was like, oh, you know, I spent a half hour watching this, and it was worth it just for that one sentence. He said something along the lines that people realize people have two lives. The life they have before, and then the life they have after they realize they only have one. It was something like that. Like, people have two lives. The life they have, and then the life they have after they realize that they only have one life. So it's kind of like, I think sometimes we put things off, or we, you know, don't do things because we'll think, oh, maybe later, or now's not the right time. But once you realize, and I think as you get older, you start to realize this. I think some people get on people going through the midlife crisis, and they're like, oh, they're going through a midlife crisis. No, those people are just realizing that time is ticking. They're almost dead. And you know what? If you're going to do it, you're doing it now. And just because you're older doesn't mean you can't be fun. You're not dead yet. So I think I'm going to be going through a midlife crisis for the rest of my life, because it's like, I'm not going to just be like, oh, you're old, you can't do this. Well, screw you. I'm going to do what I want. I'm an adult. I do what I want. So I think this is saying that you have to live your life to your own drum, your own music, to the things that make your heart and your soul happy. Okay. And then you have, today I make a difference. Today I will stay focused, work hard, and do my very best at everything I do. And I think this is wonderful, because I think with the Hierophant energy, this is about you making a difference. I think this is about maybe you offering like help to other people. Because to me, I see him not just as somebody that you watch in a sense, but somebody that's wanting to help people, wanting to guide them, or you know, wanting to help people achieve certain goals of themselves. So I also see him as like a selfless person in a sense. So I think this is really important, because I think in making a difference, you're now, yes, you're making a difference for yourself, but you're also willing to help those around you better themselves as well. And I think because he's also a spiritual person, he's very spiritual, I think that's very positive. So, and sometimes people that are very stuck on like I don't even want to use higher vibration, lower vibration, but sometimes people that are not really, that don't really self-reflect and don't really consider their actions and how their actions affect those around them, or really take a look at themselves in a mirror. Because I think I have this whole theory about the whole vibrations thing, but some people that aren't really realizing their behaviors, or don't really account for their actions, that are very judgmental to other people, but they do the same thing, they don't realize it. They're not taking that step back and realizing, well, you know, I'm judging so-and-so for this, but yet I'm doing the same damn thing. So like, I think some people, when you start taking more, you start reflecting, you start soul searching, you start kind of realizing the way your behaviors affect those around you and how those around you's behaviors affect you. And you're kind of a little bit more in that, the energy of kind of, I don't want to say karma, but just kind of just having that little bit more of an understanding of all that. I think some people realize you're leveling up, but those that aren't really there or not really understanding your journey or your evolvement, your spiritual evolvement, they're going to try to knock you down because they don't understand it, because they're not evolving themselves. They're not working on themselves to understand how to even get to that point. So you just have to focus on you. Now, for Bob Ross, he has to say, they say everything looks better with odd numbers of things, but sometimes I put even numbers just to upset the critics. And this is saying, screw the trolls. This is what the Bob Ross is saying. Bob Ross was saying, screw the trolls, even before we actually had trolls. So, before the trolls were actually dubbed the trolls. So this is saying, don't worry about what your critics, don't worry about what this justice in reverse, these trolls out here are saying. You do you. And if you want to put even numbers in something just to make them upset, you do you. You stay focused. So that's excellent. Now let's see what spirit of the dish shall be with you these few months. You have the spirit of the Knight of Sides, which is the spirit of the mashed potato. Or any side that you prefer. So for your dinner and a movie, you have Mexican food and comedy films. For the energies you either need to tap into or be aware of is Capricorn, and this is all about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. And you also have Gemini, which is about communication and your thought processes. You have Mars here, which is about that energy and initiative, and it could be a little bit about temper. And you also have Jupiter here, which is about expansion and good fortune. You have the third house, which represents communication, intellect, communities, and relationships. And you have the seventh house, which represents partnerships, marriage, friendships, and legal proceedings. And you have the number 4 here, which is an even number. So that means the special guest that will be answering that question today for you, Virgo, will be Mr. Predicto. He'll be out here shortly, so think of those questions. You have G, C, H, L, A, and you have 728925. And you have trust. And I think this is basically saying you need to trust yourself. You need to trust the process and just trust that it's going to be okay. Because I think whatever you're doing, I don't want to say you're paving a way, but I feel like this is kind of something new to you, or you're reaching a level that you haven't reached before in a sense. And sometimes that's a little nerve-wracking. You don't really know how it's going to be. And especially if you're getting this negativity coming towards you and a little bit of this unfairness energy. And I think you just need to trust that you're going to have your 9 of Cups. You're going to be satisfied. It's going to work out. And you're really on the right path, because everything in this reading is saying, keep going, keep moving. Move forward, move in the direction. Let's see what little charmy we get for you today. Okay, you got 2. Okay, so you have the diamond and the starfish. Now, the diamond is like a really hard stone. So this is saying that, and they're also created under pressure, I think. So I think right now the pressure you may be receiving with this justice in reverse is just saying that you're going to come out sparkling, because you're coming out with this 9 of Cups energy here. You're coming out with this Hierophant, you're leveling up. So I think you're going to be coming out sparkling. So you need to trust yourself that you can get through this and stay focused. Stay in your energy of what you want. So that's really, really great. And then you also have the starfish. Now, the starfish to me, because I guess any way you move him, he's kind of like the same. So he's very versatile with that. So I think this is saying that regardless of what's going to be happening in a sense, and if it feels like it's, I don't want to say if it's moving you around. Sometimes, obviously, we're not moving physically, but our emotions might be moving, or People are trying to come at us a certain kind of way, but I think that this energy is saying that you're going to kind of just be prepared for whatever gets thrown at you, because this guy, no matter which way you go towards him, he's prepared. He has like a hand, or a starfish arm. So he's prepared for anything coming at him at any different direction. So I think this is saying that you're actually really prepared for things coming at you in multiple directions. You're going to be prepared to handle it effectively. So I think that's really, really positive. Okay, so now it's time. Okay, here he is. Think of those questions, Virgos, because we're about to ask. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Virgo's question?
Highly doubtful.
Okay, so Mr. Predicto said highly doubtful. He is a man of many words, and those were the words he chose to speak here today. But depending on the question, maybe Mr. Predicto was part of the trolling. So we'll see. We'll see. Because if you wanted to get like a yes for that, and he could be a troll too. You never know with this one. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful few months, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.